Hello, my friends, Evolutionary Energy Arts family. I hope everybody is doing well out there and is all prepared for whatever is coming, be it Planet X, Nibiru, Second Coming, WW3, what else? The sun sneezing, solar nova. There's like everything going on right now, and signs in the skies, signs everywhere.
And we just hope you're doing really well.
Yes. So hey, you might be able to say, it's the end of the world as we know it, but we feel fine.
Yes. I love that song. It's always upbeat.
It's all about where we are in the bigger scheme of things, and the fact that we are eternal beings. And we are having a human experience right now, and many of us are trying to figure out, okay, what's up next? Yeah. It's like, who's on first?
Mm-hmm. And really, we're just sort of just doing our best with what we have.
Most definitely. That's all we can do. Reading some of the comments on the last couple of videos, several people brought up several things, including Revelation 8, 10, and 11 through 12, really. And so we see the first 4 trumpets, then the third angel sounded its trumpet, and a great star burning, like a torch, fell from heaven and landed on a third of the rivers and on the springs of the water. The name of the star is Wormwood. Interesting, because Chernobyl in Russian means wormwood at the same time, right? So a lot of people connected Chernobyl to Wormwood. Of course, it's not a star, right? Well, nuclear energy, well, I guess you could maybe make an equation. A third of the waters turned bitter like wormwood oil, and many people died from the bitter waters. Then the fourth angel sounded the trumpet, and a third of the sun and the moon and the stars were struck. A third of the stars were darkened, a third of the day was without light, and a third of the night as well. 3 days of darkness, right? I mean, there's so many different things that we've all had pushed into our mind from different prophecies, from our upbringings, depending on what system you were brought up in. And then we have Mother Shipton. A fiery dragon will cross the skies 6 times before the earth shall die. But yes and no, because if you read farther on in her prophecy, everything gets made anew, and there's new lands that rise up, and that's where most people are going to live, on new lands, which is what Casey said too. And others have hinted to the same things, talking about whole sections of continents that fall into the sea and are no more, and bright, clean, beautiful, pristine new lands for humanity to spread. And the other part I love about Mother Shipton's prophecy is that strange ships appear in the skies, silvery ships, and out of them come human-like but not human beings, and they teach us how to live in harmony with the earth again. So return of the star brothers and sisters. Very interesting. So what is that dragon? Is it a series of comets? Is it asteroids? Is it Nibiru? Is it Planet X? We all have our opinions. And this is out of NASA, so obviously Never a Straight Answer is going to try to hide as much as they can. Talking about the hypothetical Planet X that's out there, perhaps the size of Neptune, out beyond the orbit of Pluto, which gets a lot of people thinking about Nibiru, 3,600-year orbit, according to Shipton. The one thing with the Sumerian tablets is there are so many of them. So a lot of times people, when they go to discredit the whole hypothesis of the Anunnaki, Nibiru, and all that, they just say, well, it was Zechariah Sitchin, he's a 33rd degree Mason, he was trying to steer us in the wrong direction, there's nothing to it. But there's hundreds of thousands of tablets that have been now deciphered, translated by multiple scholars, many, many, many different scholars. And they all do have the same stories that keep popping up. And I don't really buy some of Sitchin's take on it, and I'm not sure about Nibiru with its 3,600-year orbit, although, some people think Nibiru is Jupiter at the same time. So we shall see there as well. NASA is saying, well, perhaps there is a Planet X. It's a possibility out there. And at the same time, discrediting the thought of Nibiru, and this is science focus, and what's the evidence for the existence of Nibiru. And, we'll try to put it down. But we keep getting like little disclosures all the time. Like, this is out of RT. No one had seen anything like this before. Rogue star. Oh, wow. Interesting thought. A rogue system. And rogue star suspected as scientists see black hole's corona disappear and rebuild in real time. Now, they're saying this is 300 million light years away from Earth, so it has nothing to do with us. That's way, way, way far away. But then there's other people that say the whole system is just behind Jupiter, and some things are going to be coming our way in perhaps September from this system that might actually impact the Earth. And perhaps it is Wormwood coming in September, October. We shall see. As many of you know, I'm friends with Steve WSO, and we've done several shows together, and well aware of the work of Dave Dobbs as well. And, my thought has always been more along the lines of, is Nibiru really perhaps a huge mothership? Maybe it is a planet. Maybe it's a planet that kind of died and is hollowed out like maybe our moon is, and it's being used as a ship. When you look at the different levels of technology and advancement with civilizations, there's the thought that like a class 1 civilization would be able to harness all the energy of the planet, class 2 of its star, and then onward and onward. How advanced, would the technology look like, and what would they be able to do if they were 10,000 or 1,000,000 years ahead of us? Would they be able to actually move their own planet at will, and perhaps also have an atmosphere that can handle going away from its sun? Or maybe it's actually circling its sun and the whole system's coming this way.
That's a lot of questions and answers, but ultimately we all have to do our own research and look at these things and ask ourselves, what do I think? It's important what you think.
So, in this article, they say a team of astronomers hypothesized that a runaway star got too close to a black hole and it was torn apart by the tremendous gravity. Stellar debris may have crashed through and ricocheted off the black hole's corona and dispersed the gas. There's so many things that they're just leaking out to us. Now, I have seen articles too talking about whole solar systems being shot out of one galaxy and ending up in another galaxy. So apparently there's so many different possibilities out there, plain and simple. So the oldest surviving light reveals the universe's true age, and they say it's 13.77 billion years old, give or take 40 million years.
Wow.
Yeah, that's pretty old. And again, maybe that's just the life of one single cell in the body of something so much bigger. What if our entire universe is just a cell? A single cell. As above, so below. I do find it interesting, though, that when you look at the ancient Vedic timelines, they go in line with modern science. So record cold temperatures hit the Rio Grande do Sul and Santa Catarina in Brazil, and it is going into winter down below, and they're getting extremes as we've been talking about. So very cold temperatures, 14 degrees in higher altitudes, and as we said, record hot, record cold. It's just records. And China booked its biggest single-day U.S. corn purchase on record on July 14th. It also bought 129,000 metric tons of soybeans. 4 days prior, China ordered its second largest single-day U.S. corn purchase on record, in addition to a large order of U.S. wheat. And, any doubts why? I mean, the catastrophic flooding going on over there. They've been particularly hard hit, as has India, but many other areas as well. Meanwhile, we have the Cold War brewing, and it feels like it may be getting hot very soon.
Which is, these are all the things we're keeping an eye on.
And of course, now we've been looking at Three Gorges Dam. China warns of stronger flood as it faces a swell. The economy has taken a $12 billion hit. 44 million people have been evacuated. And there was 400 million basically in the path if this thing goes. And talk about devastating how that would be. So they see the weather system behind the record-breaking catastrophic rainfalls in both China and Japan, as both countries basically are prepping for war. And it has to do with a persistent stationary front. And it gets me thinking about some of the crazy stuff we have seen in recent years. Hurricane Harvey, I still think back to BP Earthwatch before his channel got taken down. Now it's the real BP Earthwatch, I believe. And he showed clearly that we had Hurricane Harvey going along a certain direction. There is what looks to be something launched from Mexico, and all of a sudden it changes direction. Can we say weather warfare? Can we say, manufacturing the weather? And then Harvey comes in, does its landfall, and just, delivers a staggering amount of rain and tremendous flooding, obviously catastrophic. And then we saw the same thing over in the Carolinas, where when did you ever see a hurricane traveling at 1 mile an hour? Obviously that's going to build up catastrophic record. And our brother Peter, a good friend of the family, he just rolled the dice and got a house that was flooded in the Carolinas, and nobody's around that whole area. But he's going to roll the dice and hope for the best, and hopefully that we won't have a repeat of, Hurricane Florence there. And then, of course, we had Hurricane Michael that was so potent, it went from like Category 1 to Category, they said a high 4, and then later on they said 5 in like no time. And we had EEARTS family members there that were on the scene helping people, Thor as well as others. And they said the devastation looked like a nuclear bomb went off. So, the times that we have right now are absolutely extreme. And you just got to be prepared for whatever comes. Floods and landslides hit Sorong, leaving 4 people dead, hundreds of cars stranded. This is in Papua, Indonesia. And there's videos there as well. We're all battling it all over the world, and 3.5 million people affected. It continues to deteriorate in Assam, India. And, India and China particularly hard hit right now. And you see that massive circle down here. That's a biggie. Papua New Guinea, 7.0. And there's others as well. We see over in South America, and we see over here in India. And strange sounds. Okay, that got a little funky look in there, didn't it? Basically, it says bang, bang, bang. 7.0, 6.0, and 6.1 quakes hit the Ring of Fire just like that. 3 quakes within 12 hours. There you go. Have you guys been noticing that it's been really weird? The internet's been really weird this afternoon. And I got to wonder what's going on. Is this part of the probing and prodding that's going on right now between, China, Russia, Iran, and the U.S. and its allies? But here we see these 3 big ones. Thankfully, no major damage, no tsunami to speak of, and dodged a bullet on those 3 big ones.
Right, but it's still the Ring of Fire.
It is. It's the Ring of Fire, and it was abnormally quiet over towards Japan just yesterday, and then we see the energies here. And so this big one releasing energy up through here and then across the plate as well. Interesting times. We got to keep prepared, guys.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. At all times.
So I want to thank all our Patreons. And there's different levels of support over there with different benefits. And we want to also thank everybody that's helping at Ko-Fi. Anybody that needs energy work, please reach out. We've been really busy, but we'd love to help you as well. We work on a donation basis. So, whatever it is that you want to donate is fine. And we will help you in any way we can, as well as the Vedic readings as well. And Cindy's kind of a little backlogged on those, but she would love to help you there as well.
Absolutely. God bless and namaste.
God bless, guys. Namaste.